Welcome to
Quitting with Kids.
My name is Kalia.
And my name is Andrew.
Today we're going to teach you Python.
So today we're going to learn data types in Python. So first I'm going to create a new file called data.py. Okay, then I'm going to do
print type, the type function.
Yeah, so we're first going to use the type function. So type quotes 7. So type is going to print the data type of what's inside the brackets. Okay.
Then print.
Oh wait, first the 7 is a string because it is, yeah, see, it says class string. So it's gonna print class string. Okay, then print type
inside is 7.
So now we don't have the quotes, and so it's gonna be a int or
which
integer.
Is integer.
Yeah.
Then print.
That means a whole number.
Yeah.
Okay, print
type the type function. Then 7.1.
7.1. So now we have 7.1, and that's a float because float has decimals. So let's save it with Control S, and in the terminal type data.py. So it says class string, class int, class float. That's all correct. The first one is a string, the second one is an integer, and the third one is a float. Then we're gonna delete this and do print
is instance.
So it's another function, and it's called is instance. So and it's gonna print true or false if something is that data type. So in the brackets
there will be quotes, then the quotes inside will be 7.
Okay. 7.
Then
comma string. So it's gonna print true or false to this. So in it is if the 7 in the quote is a string. Okay, then we do print
is instance. Then there will be a 7, then comma.
7 comma.
Then int.
So now we're checking if the 7 without the quotes is an integer. Then we're going to do print
is instance. 7.1.
7.1 comma
float.
Wait, oopsies. So now we're checking if the 7.1 is a float. So let's save it and run it. Oopsies. So you can use the up arrow to copy what you last typed in the terminal. Let's run it. So it says true. Because the 7 in the quotes is a string, the 7 without the quotes is an integer, and the 7.1 is a float. Okay, so let's delete this and do
print.
Oopsies. Print
is instance. 7 comma string.
7 comma string. Okay, so now we don't have the quotes for the 7. And
it will print false or true if it's actually a string or not.
Yeah, so it's going to print false because strings have quotes.
Then print is instance. Quotes with a 7 inside.
7.
Then comma. Integer.
Int. Yeah, so now it's going to check if the 7 in the quotes is an integer. It will also print false because the 7 in the quotes is a string, and the 7 without the quotes is an int.
Okay, then print is instance. The quotes 7.1. Then comma float. It's gonna print false because
there are quotes.
Yeah.
Even if it's a 7.1, but it's in quote, is a string. So it's going to print false to all of these. Let's save it and run it. Oops. Okay, so it says false, false, false. Because the 7 without the quotes is not a string.
It's an integer.
Yeah. And the 7 in the quotes is a string, not an integer. And the 7.1 in the quotes is a string, not a float. So, okay, let's delete this and do print type,
comma,
7 inside the quotes.
Then outside
equals 2 equals, so we're checking if 7 is something. String. So this is another way to check if something is a data type. I would not recommend this because it's longer, and I recommend you use the isinstance function because it's better and it's easier to see.
Then print type function again.
Type
7. Then 2
equals
int.
So now we're checking if the 7 without the quotes is an int. Okay, then we're going to do
print type 7.1. Then outside equals float.
So now we're checking if the 7.1 is a float. Okay, let's save it and run it. Now it's true, 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 because they're all. This one is a string because it's inside of quotes, and the 7 is an integer because it has no quotes and it's a whole number. And the 7.1 is a float.
It doesn't have any quotes.
Yeah, so let's do print
the type function again.
Type
7. Then outside 2 equals
string. So now we're going to check if the 7 without the quotes is a string. It's going to print false. Okay, then print
type quotes with a 7 inside.
Okay, so it's a string.
Then 2 equals, then int.
So it's also going to print false because if it has quotes, it's a string. Then we'll do print type
inside is quotes with 7.1.
So this is a string too because remember it has quotes.
Then 2 equals sign. Then float.
So it's all gonna print false because the string, the 7, does not have quotes.
It's an integer.
Yeah, and the other ones has quotes, so they're both strings, not integers or floats. So let's save it and run it. It's false, false, because they're all not true.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're going to do
x equals
quotes
a string.
So this is a string because it has quotes.
Then print type function.
Yeah, so now we're going to use the type function again.
Then 2 brackets.
X.
Then x inside.
So it's going to print the type of all strings because it's going to print a string because there are quotes, so it's a string.
Then x equals 7.
X equals 7. So this is an integer.
Print type
x. So we did the print just as like the top one, but the x is a 7 now, so it's going to print the int because it is an integer.
Okay. Then x equals false. Print type x.
So now we have false, which is a Boolean. So it's a bool. Okay, so it's gonna. Okay, let's press save and run it. So it's class string, class int, and class bool. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Remember to smash the like button and subscribe. Bye bye.
Bye bye.